Hey, let's open this box.
It's a box.
Let's open it.
Of magic.
There's 3 Gideons.
Yeah.
So anyway, obviously today we are opening. There's no good way to show this right side up. Oath of the Gatewatch. That was a lot of work for almost no payoff. So anyway, I'll be going first since I went last time, and that made me lose. So.
So clearly.
Yep.
Yeah. First always wins. Is that how we're doing it?
Sure. Yep. And that's half. Okay. Let's do this thing. Feels like forever since the last unboxing video.
Yeah, it does.
Feels like a very long time. So let's start with this one. And while I'm opening this first one, why don't you tell them what we want out of this?
Well, I mean,
what are you
Kozilek's returns, excellent card. Probably we'll see modern play.
Yeah.
You always want Planeswalkers.
And, of course, Expeditions are in this set as well. Just
yeah,
like
if you can get us,
one.
a strip mine so it can replace our other foil strip mine as opposed to the one that went through the washing machine.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Great.
So I'm going to go through the commons one time, and then after that, I'm not going to do it anymore. So we have a Brute Strength, a Mighty Leap, Cultivator Drone, Natural State, Kozilek's Translator.
Probably the best common.
Is it really? Oh, yeah, this is pretty good. Kozilek's Translator, Oblivion Strike. I almost said Stone, and that would have been excellent, but not the case.
It's a common now.
Stalking Drone, Goblin Freerunner, a Wastes, which is super exciting. Jwar Isle Avenger, and then our first uncommon is a Prophet of Distortion. Our next is a Strider Harness, Stoneforge Acolyte, which is not Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, it's substantially
and
worse.
Oath of Gideon. That's pretty good.
That's funny. That's
an oath. Yeah.
The 3 arts at the top 3 packs.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So anyway, Oath of Gideon costs 2 colorless and a white. Legendary enchantment, like all the oaths. When Oath of Gideon enters the battlefield, you get 2 1/1 core ally creatures. And each planeswalker you control enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. And of course, we also have an expedition, which is not an expedition, it's a planes. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, if there's a Super Friends deck, that seems good. It's one of the few cards that actually references loyalty counters directly, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
All right, let's crack open this next one here. All right. Oh, my God. That was interesting. So we have a pack that apparently has a bunch of misprint stuff in it, which is sweet. I mean, it's all common, so I'm kind of happy about that, actually.
I want to see these.
Yeah, let's go through the rest of the commons. I almost just skipped through all of them and didn't notice that.
That's interesting.
That is really interesting. Those might be worth something someday. You never know. Grasp of Darkness.
I mean,
Flame
there's a slip through
Tendrils.
Space.
Relentless Hunter.
That's a pretty decent common.
And
it's misprinted.
We've got Wandering... what? Is that like a casserole? What's a fumarole? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Well, whatever. It's a manland. It's not a very good one, but it is a manland.
Yeah.
So it enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap to add a blue or a red, and you can pay 2 colorless and a blue and a red to turn it into a 1/4 that can switch its power and toughness until end of turn.
I'm sorry, it's not 2 colorless and a blue and a red. It's 2 generic.
Oh, shut up.
A blue and a red.
Same thing. And there's an island. All right. I mean, I'm kind of... like, we didn't get any manlands the last set of these that we opened, so that's kind of cool, I guess. That we got one in this one. Mm-hmm. Granted, it's not a very good one. Like I said,
it'd have been better if Splinter Twin wasn't banned.
Sure, yeah. Now I'm just so curious about the whole screwy bits. We got another Wastes. It's pretty good. So we have a Pyromancer's Assault, Seed Guardian, Bonds of Mortality, and a Zendikar Resurgent, which it's an enchantment that costs 7 mana, so I kind of don't want to read it anymore, but I will anyway. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana to your mana pool of any type that land produced. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Yay, and it looks like we have a foil in this pack, so let's see what that is. It's a Submerged Boneyard. It's a land, it's a foil, but it's not an expedition.
Nope.
Comes in play tap. And a swamp.
Swamp.
All right.
That's a good Wastes art.
It is, yeah.
Bismuth. Or whatever it
wastes. I suppose we should also say we're hoping for foil full art lands, too.
Yeah.
Because those are always sweet to have. They
you
look
can't
good
go
on
wrong
camera.
with the foil full arts.
Nah. So we have a Cyclone Sire. Kazul's Toll Collector.
He feels like a card you could break something with.
Attach target equipment you control to Kazul's Toll Collector. Activate. Oh, yeah. Kind of cool. Gift of Tusks. And Reality Smasher. He's going to smash it. So he costs 5, a colorless, and 4 generic. That's stupid.
There you do have to reference.
For a 5/5. Trample Haste. That's pretty sweet. When it becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, counter that spell unless its controller discards a card. All right. And it looks like
a lot of feel bad.
It looks like we've got another
I
another
guess
little
I don't
something.
have to discard
and
a
it's
card.
looking like it's a special something. No, it's not. It's an essence depleter. That depleted all my joy.
Kind of did.
Because I saw the little corner and it looked like a land with the whole thing, but no, not the case. It's an essence depleter instead. Boo. All right. So I don't know how much money I'm up to. You'll be able to see it. Probably not that much. But I mean those nice little misprints might be all the money that anyone needs in the world. This might be worth like $2 million a piece.
That's
$2 million a piece.
Maybe you're shooting a little high there.
Yeah, it's probably like closer to 1.5. Embodiment of Insight, Mind Melter, Baloth Pup, and Mina and Den Wildborn. Okay, that sounds
There's
interesting.
2 of them,
I suppose.
but they're 1 card.
Yeah, so it costs 2 generic mana and a red and a green. It's a 4/4, and you can play an additional land on each of your turns. I also just realized it's an elf ally. 2 very helpful things.
Yes.
And you can pay a red and a green to return a land you control to its owner's hand and give target creature trample until end of turn. That's exciting news. And a swamp.
Swamp.
All right. So, no mythics yet. No, nothing too exciting. Let's hope to change that. Except for, of course, the $1.5 million misprints.
Wastes.
Yeah.
Bonesaw.
There's a waste in there. So, Strider Harness. Devour in Flames. Ruin in Their Wake. And... Ailey. Okay. Eternal Pilgrim. Costs a white and a black. It's a 2/3 with Death Touch. That's pretty sweet. Pay 1 colorless, sacrifice another creature, gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. Or you can pay a generic and a white and a black, sacrifice another creature, exile target non-land permanent. Activate this ability only if you have at least 10 more life than your starting life total. Seems really cool in the Soul Sisters shell to me. There's Plains. All right. In terms of being worth anything, probably not. But,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to spend all those millions of dollars that I'm going to get from those misprints there.
Yeah, maybe you should find a buyer first.
I've got Mr. Boopster's gonna Mr. Boopster. He's interested. Grip of the Royal, Chitinous Cloak, sure. Ruin in Their Wake, and Eldrazi Mimic. Kind of cool.
Mimic.
So it's 2 colorless, two generic. It's a 2/1. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield under your control... What? Oh, sorry. Whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may change Eldrazi Mimic's base power and toughness to that creature's power and toughness till end of turn. That seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it looks
goes
like we
well
got
with Reality Smasher.
Looks like we got a cheeky little foil in here. It looks like it's red to me. It's a Cinder Hellion. Boo.
Hellion.
And a Plains. All right.
I don't know. The Cinder Hellion seems rather decent.
He does. He's exciting news.
I mean, he's got Trample. He's a 5-mana 4/4. And he deals 2 damage to target opponent when he enters the field.
This is going to be one of those packs, isn't it? Where it just goes into a bunch of little pieces. All right. Go through all the commons. I see there are no $1 million misprints in there, unfortunately. Embodiment of Insight. Spatial Contortion. Bonds of Mortality. And we've got Deceiver of Form. It's a 6 generic, 1 colorless, 8/8. At the beginning of combat on your turn, reveal the top card of your library. If a creature is revealed this way, you may have creatures you control other than Deceiver of Form become copies of that card until end of turn. You may put that card on the bottom of your library.
So if you ever wanted all your Scions to turn into Emrakul, that's how you do it.
I mean, 7 mana is a lot of mana, but that seems like a lot of value for 7 mana to me. It'll be a casual thing, probably. But...
anything with Annihilate.
Yes! Foil Island! Woo! That's probably the money card so far.
Probably is. Foil Island.
Foil Island. Could never have enough foil full art basics. That's what I always say. I'm always saying, wow, that worked out incredibly well. Huh. All right. So we got.
It was not me, Gideon. It was.
Yeah. It's like Scooby-Doo. Just take off the mask. Hopefully that'll mean that there's a Nissa in here. Or a Chandra. Or something. Something cool in here. Kazul's Toll Collector. Press into Service. Reflector Mage.
That's a fun card.
Yes, it is. We've got Gladeheart Cavalry.
It's Cavalry.
7 mana, 6/6. It does some stuff with plus some counters and gaining life. Boring. Swamp. All right. So, still nothing. I mean, that Foil Island I'm pretty excited about. But
now we got 2 Foil Islands.
Yeah, that's true.
Full art.
We do.
I mean, we have.
Yeah, we have a lot of Foil Islands that are not foil art. Can't speak today. Mr. Boopster might have taken my speaks. So we have an Embodiment of Fury, Birthing Hulk, Void Grafter, and Goblin Dark Dwellers, which I think is the buy box promo that we did not get. So it's a 5 mana 4/4 with Menace. When it enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant or sorcery with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that would be put into graveyard this turn, exile instead.
Snapcaster, but you have to pay the cost up front.
It's pretty expensive.
It is worth noting that you can flash back the Cascade, or not Cascade. You cascade into them. But like Living End or Ancestral Visions.
Hypergenesis. Hypergenicide? What would that be? No, that sounds too much like genocide.
For when you need it twice, you know?
Sure. All right. Cliffhaven Vampire. I don't know why I said vampire. It's a vampire. Make a Stand. Reflector Mage.
Ooh, got 2.
Once again. And a Thought Not Seer. I think not. 3 generic and a colorless for a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You may choose a non-land card and exile that card. Then when it leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. What?
So they never get the card back, but they can get a card if they kill it.
That's interesting.
But it's also a 4 mana 4/4, so harder to kill. You can't bolt it.
True.
Seems decent. In multiplayer, you could have someone else draw the card.
Yeah. All right. I see a sinkhole.
That'd be impressive.
I feel like this box was a sinkhole of money. Cliffhaven Vampire. Make a Stand.
All the money's in my half.
Tears of Valakut. Yeah, probably. And Tyrant of Valakut. Do I even read this? I guarantee you this is probably a starter deck thing, right? It's got to be. It's a giant dragon with just some stuff. It has Surge. Whatever. 7 mana, 5/4, Surge for 5. Has flying. When it enters the battlefield, if its Surge cost was paid, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Yeah. And a forest. And a zombie. All right. Well, we are down to 6 packs. So this better be 6 expeditions, or I'm going home. Got all our commons. We have a Relief Captain. Essence Depleter. Baloth Null. And a Kalitas, Trader of Get.
Kalitas.
This is a mythic. Kalitas. It's probably Kalitas. Kalitas sounds cooler, though. Kalitas. All right, so it's a 4 mana 3/4 with lifelink. It's legendary, too, obviously. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. And you can pay 3 mana, sacrifice another zombie or vampire, and put 2 +1/+1 counters on Kalitas, Trader of Get.
Seems decent.
Yeah, it's fine. And Jwar Isle Avenger and Island. Well, it's a mythic.
He's a 4-mana 3/4.
Not excited about it.
So he can't be bolted, and he helps you against burn.
Just not excited about the young man.
If they have a rally deck, like Rally the Ancestors deck,
yeah.
then this just says, no, you're not playing that anymore.
Is that really a thing that people have, though? Okay. Meandering River. I don't know why they printed these. Did they just really run out of ideas that much so that they're just like, okay, this just enters tapped and taps for 2 colors?
It's because the ones that they had before were tied to locations on the Dominaria, so they couldn't reprint it in other sets when they needed.
But isn't like power...
Uncommon.
I mean, Power Creep makes these almost completely unplayable. They have nothing else going for them, right?
Yeah, but occasionally a set wants that.
I guess.
I mean, it is weird that in cons, they were common and they gained you a life, but...
Anyway, we have an Oath of Jace. That's pretty sweet. When 3 mana, 2 generic and a blue, legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry X, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control. Cool beans. And we have a Adrana's Chosen. Foil rare. That's kind of sweet. Fancy. It's a 4 mana 2/2. I'm bored already. Has Cohort. Tap an untapped ally you control to put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tapped.
So wait, that thing makes babies.
Yes. She was chosen to make... Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's how I see that.
Pretty much.
Tap this and another creature populate.
It's just like Mr. Boopster here. Making babies all the time. Alright, so we got a bunch of nonsense. Essence Depleter. Once again, I feel very depleted of my essence, because this has been disappointing so far. Iona's Blessing. Hopefully she'll bless us with a expedition. Havoc Sower. I do not have a joke for that. Oath of Chandra. Hey, look at that. 3 out of 4. Unfortunately, the other one's the one we want the most.
Yeah.
So, 2 mana, a red and a generic. Legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target creature an opponent controls. At the beginning of each end step, if a planeswalker entered the battlefield under your control this turn, Oath of Chandra deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's pretty cool. And we got an island and a zombie. Okay, so now at this point, there's 3 left. I did very poorly in the other ones. And I'm still expecting my 6 expeditions, so they better be in these packs. I mean, they could all be in the last pack, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
there's no reason why.
I think they work that way.
There's no reason why they wouldn't do
some
that.
insane printing error printed 15 expeditions.
Hey, we've already had one printing error. It could happen. Roiling Waters, Thought Harvester, Step Glider, Seagate Wreckage. Okay, well.
Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, no, it's not that. But it does add a colorless to your mana pool, and you can pay 2 generic and a colorless to tap it, draw a card, activate this ability only if you have no cards in hand.
Kind of like the opposite.
Library's a little better than this. This does tap for mana, though.
Yeah, it is worth noting that it does tap for mana.
Actually, doesn't Library also do that?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it does. Plains, Angel. Come on, Angel. Why couldn't you be a wasteland instead? All right, 6 expeditions. Let's do this thing.
The crab.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so this is the best card in the set. It's a 3 mana 1/5, and it's a crab.
It's a crab. And it's got a really sad backstory, too, if you read the flavor text.
After the fall of Seagate and the draining of the Halamaw Basin, the crab set off to find a new home. What, like this one specifically?
Yeah.
Like the crab?
Yeah.
Not like the crabs, like all the crabs. It's just this one. It's like, well, I guess I need a new home now. So we have another Meandering River.
Like
Wall of Resurgence.
Very good until you realize that they just kill your land and screw you over.
Layer Drone and another one of that guy. Well, 1 down, 5 to go. Sunken Ruins.
Nice.
That would be an expedition. Taps to add a colorless to your mana pool, and you can tap. I'm not reading this, by the way, because we have it already. You can tap a blue or black to tap this, and then add blue, blue, black, or black to your mana pool. Filter land, basically.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's pretty sweet. All right.
I mean, that probably wins you the...
Yeah. Now, I don't know how much this one in particular is worth. I know these ones probably don't have as much value as the
fetch lands
and dual lands, but it's still pretty exciting. All right, so 5 more to go. We can do this. That's not an expedition. That's pretty close.
That one also.
I'm putting this off to the side just in case. Still no expeditions. This is very disappointing for me. Submerged Boneyard, Prophet of Distortion, Storm Chaser Mage, and a rare, Jory and Ruin Diver. Okay? It's a 3 mana, 2/3. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, draw a card. It's for red and a blue there. So this next card has to be 5 expeditions or I'm going home. So let's see what it is.
It's a mountain.
Yeah, there's probably 5 expeditions somewhere in here.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe they happened before.
Maybe I'll stick around a little longer. All right.
You got at least 2 ancient crabs.
It's true. I did. Yeah. 2 crabs. That's how you do it. So that was my half of the box, and we'll switch seats and see you in a second.
Time for my half of the box. It's about roughly the height of a boopster.
It's about 1 boopster's. Well, boopster's many heights.
That is true.
He can be whatever height he wants to be. If he wants to turn into a puddle of water, he can do so. He's very versatile.
Commons.
You can probably skip your first set of commons as well. Don't need them.
Got Tranquil Expanse for our first uncommon. Visions of Brutality.
That's pretty brutal.
Void Shatter, which is basically Dissipate.
Okay.
And Dread Defiler.
All right. Have you seen this one already?
I don't think so.
No.
So it's a 7 mana, 1 black, 6 generic. Devoid. You can pay 3 generic and a colorless to exile a creature card from your graveyard, and target opponent loses life equal to the exiled card's power. And it's a 6/8. Forced.
That's
and
not
elemental.
5 expeditions.
No.
I'm disappointed in you.
Well, I have a lot of packs to go through, so.
That's true. It could still happen. Doo-doo-doo.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Is that the name of a card?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, I don't think Mr. Boopster has traditional shoulders.
No, he's kind of fluid in his designation. So, Allied
design.
Reinforcements. Reaver Drone. Stoneforge Acolyte.
Again, not a mystic.
And Stoneforge Masterwork. 1 mana.
Would you fetch this with the Stoneforge Mystic, do you think?
In a core deck, yeah. So it's 1 generic. It's an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. And you equipped it for 2 mana. Pretty decent.
Yeah.
Helps tribal.
Sure.
Island.
Isolando.
Sinkhole Island.
Is it really? That's cool. It totally is a sinkhole. It's like the opposite of that bowl. Maybe that's what happened. That's how the bowl was made. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a island in Zendikar that looks like a bowl pouring water, and it's awesome. No misprinting.
No.
There's
we got
a
a
waste.
wastes.
Yeah.
We got another Reaver Drone.
What a waste.
We got a Submerged Boneyard. Unity of Purpose.
Oh.
And Overwhelming Denial.
Okay.
It's a 4 mana instant. It has Surge for 2 blue. It can't be countered by spells or abilities. Counter target spell.
Okay. Yeah. That's I think all that needs to be said about it.
And Seer's Lantern.
Got excited for a second.
Yeah. It's
This is Seer's
common.
Lantern.
Adds colorless. Can scry. It's okay.
Yeah.
In a mountain.
Mountainia. All right. Oh, that's a nice color to have in foil. It's like little green splotch on black. I'm digging on that.
Another wastes. Another Seer's Lantern, but that one's not foil, so it doesn't produce mana. Oh!
You have $1.5 million as well!
I do too.
Yeah, look at that. That's exciting news.
I went through it so fast I didn't even
We can go to
notice.
like the Cayman Islands and invest this.
We got a Chitinous Cloak. A Baloth Null. a Wall of Resurgence, and Call the Gatewatch. It's a 3-mana sorcery. You search your library for a Planeswalker card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle your library.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a bad tutor.
Yeah. I mean, if you built your deck around a Planeswalker, then I guess.
Yeah.
And Planes.
Aw. Planes. It's exciting. We're going to have, like, we can retire after this. We don't even have to do a video next week. For all this money. I feel like this was the will of the boopster that this happened.
Yeah.
To us. Bunch of poop.
Pyromancer's Assault. Relentless Hunter. Flaying Tendrils. And
5 expeditions.
Munda's Vanguard.
Never mind.
It's a 5-mana 3/3. It's a core knight ally. Has cohort, so you tap it and an untapped ally you control to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Boo! Boo!
And a swamp.
Boo! +1/+1 counters. Seriously, I'm getting sick of +1/+1 counters. Seems like every new mechanic is just like, we took this old mechanic, but now there's a +1/+1 counter too. Like they're really running out of ideas or something.
Maybe they're just conserving the better ideas.
In my opinion. I'm just sick of +1/+1 and
Gotta make a stand.
do something cool.
Or grasp the darkness. Sow some havoc.
Yep.
And hissing Quagmire.
Quagmire, some some Quagmires.
Yeah. So it's a land. It enters battlefield tapped. It adds a black or green to your mana
I like
pool.
this one.
And you can pay 1 a black and a green, and it becomes a 2/2 black and green elemental creature with death touches until end of turn. It's still a land.
Yo. Island. So, that's pretty good. We got another little manland. I guess for our super sealed video, which will come out after this. By the way, the Patreon rewards video is going to be pushed back 1 week so we can do the super sealed right after this. And then we'll do the Patreon video right after that.
Yes.
So, you'll get to see his sealed pool versus my sealed pool. Sound like I said poodle.
Cinder Barons. Press into service. Void Grafter. And our last card is
Mountain.
Dory N. Ruin Diver.
That again.
I've already seen that. And a mountain.
Yep.
And a zombie.
Brains. So we're going to have the Jory N. Ruin Diver mirror match, apparently.
It's been pretty decent.
Yep. I think, have you noticed how many crabs you've got so far?
No.
I have at least 2 crabs.
You have at least 2
I'm going to
crabs.
win the battle.
It's true.
All right.
First uncommon is Prophet of Distortion. Gift of Tusks. Mind Melter. And
It is melting my mind right now.
Sylvan Advocate.
Yeah.
It's a 2-mana 2/3 with Vigilance, because bears are old school.
Yep, sure.
And as long as you control 6 or more lands, it gets +2/+2.
That's pretty good.
Oh, it and land creatures you control get +2/+2.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
decent.
a pretty good body.
And planes.
That's pretty plain. Yeah, man. Power creep.
Just a bit.
I remember when like that elvish what? Oh, nuts! And he's even misprinted. Ah!
I wish that was a misprinted crab. That'd be amazing.
Oh,
looks like
wasn't
it
a
was
crab?
on my-
I thought it was a crab.
No,
when
it's an entangler.
When I looked at it quickly, all I saw was red after that.
That's what I figured.
Blinded by
when you were-
rage.
Blinded by rage.
Yep.
It is blue, so
It's true. Looks a
more
little crab.
more tranquil expanse. A weapons trainer.
That's weird art.
Thought Harvester. And Sifter of Skulls.
Let's sift through those.
It's
bad boys.
4 mana, 1 black. creature, Eldrazi, of course, devoid. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you make a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion token. Put it onto the battlefield. And it's a 4/3.
Yeah.
Forest.
Yeah, it's a forest. Old school forest. It's original Zendikar.
There's not a lot of misprints in this.
Yeah. I mean, all that means is that we're just going to be able to buy more and more, like, Apple stock or something.
Yeah.
Just seeing little cha-ching dollar signs.
Cha-ching! Allied reinforcements. Weapon trainer. Nyssa's Judgment. And Inverter of Truths.
Oh, that's a good
I got a mythic, finally. So, it's 2 generic, 2 black. It's Eldrazi again. Has Devoid, flying. It's a 6/6. And when it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your library face down. Then shuffle all cards from your graveyard into your library.
So basically, Jace ultimates you, but you get a 4-mana 6/6.
Isn't the Jace ultimate? Oh, yeah, the new Jace. Right. Isn't Mind Sculptor, I was thinking. Isn't that your hand?
Is that one your hand?
Yeah. This one's your library. Or this one's your graveyard.
Sure, whatever.
And the Bull Island.
Bull Island.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, Bull. His Bull. Doo-doo. Wonder how much Inverter of Truth's worth. I guess we'll find out shortly. And you'll have found out right then.
Yes.
Quite a few wastes.
Yeah. Timber Gorge. Roiling Waters. Void Shatter. And our last card is Drana's Chosen.
Yeah.
Baby Maker.
Baby Maker.
And a Mountain.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not a very exciting Baby Maker either. Actually, wow, she totally looks prego in this art. It's kind of weird. What? Oh! Did you get
Again?
a crab? Did you get a crab? No. Okay.
No.
Too bad. I mean, with the little bit of damage that this one has, that's probably only like 250 grand.
Yeah,
So.
clearly.
Don't get too excited.
Harvester Troll. Malakir Soothslayer. Flare Drone. And Oath of Nissa.
Full set.
Yeah. So this one costs 1 green. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature, land, or planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. And then put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast planeswalker spells.
It's pretty cool.
So what this means is that you could cast Nicol Bolas off the Tron lands.
Yep. And find him. With the card itself.
Or you can find lands, so you can find the rest of the Tron land. Seems rather decent. Swamp.
Yeah, swamp. That's kind of weird that we got the whole set of oaths.
That's kind of weird.
I would have preferred 4 Oath of Nissas, personally.
Yeah.
One's alright, too. It's aight.
Harvester Troll again. Reflector Mage. Iona's Blessing. And Eldrazi Displacer.
Yay.
This one's actually pretty decent.
Is it?
It's 2 colorless and a white. It's a 3/3. Has Devoid. And you can pay 2 and a colorless to exile another target creature, then return into the battlefield tapped under its owner's control.
Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting.
And Forest.
And a forest. Well, displace those cards over here. You know what Eldrazi Displacer displaces? Martlage tokens from Dark Depths.
Yeah. Immolating Glare. Null Color. Whoop. Gift of Tusks. And our last card is Matter Reshaper.
Hey!
So he costs
Cool, man.
2 and a colorless. And when he dies, you reveal the top card of your library. You may put that card onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less. Otherwise, put that card into your hand. And he's a 3/2.
I like this man. He's a good man.
He seems decent.
Island.
Not very many foils.
Not very many mythics either. We're only at like what, 2?
I mean, also Expedition. But
Sure, but I mean, Expedition shouldn't influence mythic count.
maybe they all slip through space.
Maybe they did.
Reckless Bushwhacker. He's not the not the proper Bushwhacker.
He doesn't use shaving cream.
Tranquil Expanse, Baloth Pup, and Sphinx of the Final World. Word. Another mythic. So, 7 mana, 2 blue in that. It's a Sphinx. It's a 5/5. It can't be countered. Flying hexproof and instant and sorcery spells you control can't be countered by spells or abilities.
Bit expensive,
yeah. But he kind of does end a control mirror.
Did you also get a foil? Yeah, you did.
Nice.
See, you know, I like how right before this pack we said, boy, there sure aren't many mythics or foils. And then you get a mythic, which is a poop mythic, and a decent foil. It's good.
Sure sad that we only opened 1 Expedition, even though there's only 1 per, 6 boxes.
I know. Well, I mean, we still have 5 more coming in these 3 packs. Was that... Whoa, go back. Oh, that's part of the card.
Yeah.
When you went through that quickly, I thought, wow, that one's vertical. That is vertical problems. Interesting.
Doesn't look like any fanciness.
No.
Sad that a waste didn't get hit by that.
It would be cool. That'd be worth at least 3 million.
Yeah, probably. Meandering River. I've kind of seen a lot of that. Devourer in Flames. Stormtracer Mage. And... Deep Fathom Skulker. 6 mana 4/4. When it enters, or whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. And you can pay 3 in a colorless. Target creature can be blocked this turn.
Yep.
Mountain.
That is a piece of cardboard. That's true. So what do you think? You think we made our money back? I don't think so. I don't think we have.
Expedition, maybe.
That's a tough maybe. Plus, those go down in value eventually anyway. But
yeah, well, we just have.
We got this the day it came out, so hopefully it still has inflation prices.
Cyclone Sire. Reckless Bushwhacker. Once again, that was good.
Yep. No shaving
Warping
cream.
Whale. Pretty decent card.
Oh, sorry, a whale?
Yeah.
He's a whale?
Yes.
I want a whale.
Instant.
I want a whale.
It's a card that does everything. Exile target creature with power toughness 1 or less. Counter target sorcery spell.
Does it have a blowhole?
Or make a scion that you sacrifice for mana, and that's the blowhole.
Oh, okay. It blows it right out of there.
Yeah.
Sweet. I want a whale.
And an Endbringer.
For how many mana?
5 and a colorless. It's a 5/5.
That's a fair amount
It
of mana.
untaps during each other player's untap step.
Oh boy.
Taps to deal
That's
1
exciting
damage
news.
to target creature or player. Colorless and a tap. Target creature can attack or block this turn. Colorless tap. Draw a card.
You know, normally things that have a lot of modes are pretty good. This doesn't seem like one of those things to me.
Yeah.
It's pretty
and
lackluster. Yeah. You got to pull 5 expeditions out of this, pal. You better get to work. Let's do it. 5 expeditions.
I could expedite that. I screwed up the word.
You did. It's expedite.
Expedite.
Expedia.com.
Seed Guardian.
Well, let's plant these seeds of some
The
expeditions.
Walker of the Wastes.
Let's walk right over to those expeditions.
Tear of Valakut.
Really?
And
Valakut cries?
yes.
Okay.
Veteran alignment.
Yes. No.
It's a 3-mana enchantment with hexproof.
Pretty good.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you may reveal your hand. If you do, you win the game if you own a card named Hedron Alignment in exile, in your hand, in the graveyard, and on the battlefield.
So now all we need is 3 more of these bad boys.
1 at blue to scry 1.
You should play that in your sealed deck.
Yes. 3 mana to pay 2 mana to scry 1?
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, 5 expeditions! That you didn't do it, though.
I didn't do it.
But you didn't do it, though.
They're in exile. That's what happened.
Okay, well,
We have to align the
get 'em out of there.
Hedrons to
get 'em out
retrieve
of there.
them.
All right. So that was a box of Oath of the Gatewatch. Highlights include, let's go fetch the highlights. All right. Highlights include these things. Some pretty good highlights.
I got planes.
Yeah. I got an island.
And you got some crabs.
I got some. I got all the crabs.
I didn't get a single crab.
No, you didn't get any crabs.
I'm mad about that.
I'm gonna need to go pick up a special shampoo.
And you also got some sunken ruins for them to live in. So
True.
you got an aquarium and you got something to go in the aquarium.
I will guarantee you. I should make this guarantee. I will guarantee you I will play all 4 of these crabs in my sealed deck. So you have that to look forward to. Best card in the set.
It's pretty powerful.
Best card. So anyway, so we don't actually know who won. I'm assuming it's me.
Yeah.
but you'll be able to see it. So.
Do you see this?
It's
clearly
it's
you.
a little unbalanced. All those crabs. But yep, so we're going to go sell all those misprinted commons for millions and millions of dollars, and we probably won't see you next week because we'll be in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
Spending all that money on our offshore accounts and business stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Other business stuff.